Yo guys, what's going on? Acez is here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a guide to find some of those rare components for the hideout on labs. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more PvE content. We got a couple super thanks shoutouts we have to do, then we'll hop right in. First one's going to be from Damon. Found you through covering PvE and not being afraid to do so amongst the initial controversy. Appreciate that. You, your community, and the fantastic content. Thank you so much, Damon. Yeah, I didn't give a flying shit. I was going to make PvE whether the entire world hated me or everybody loved me. So we saw who came out on top, and I'm a true believer at heart. Next one's going to be from Vader. Love the videos, man. Keep up the great PvE content. You're killing it. A kit video with weapons and armor for PvE, I think, would be dope. Honestly, like anything at this point. You don't really need a specific kit from me. Just use what you're comfortable with. That is what will truly find you success in PvE, whatever you feel extremely comfortable with. Now, obviously, there's other things such as the amount of ergonomics and, you know, if you're using flashlights in dark areas, like we can't break down every single thing involved with actually playing your raids, but when it comes to the weapons and armor, just find something you are comfortable using, and that will be enough for you. And the last one today is going to be from IB. This event has taught me that patience is a virtue in fighting bosses. I finished the event and I'm only level 20, but I got my first sick case. Thank you for teaching me the way into the Shoreline Resort. Your PvE content is truly amazing and really helped me when trying to complete this task. Love to hear that, man. And I really do hope a lot of you guys who wouldn't consider yourselves like super hardcore Tarkov gamers at least got yourselves some good raids in when going to Shoreline doing this boss event. And speaking of that, I wanted to let you know in this video that the event will be ending on June 9th. So make sure you get that task done before June 9th. Longer intro today, but we needed to give the people the recognition they deserve for supporting the channel here. Let's hop in. Now, when it comes to labs and getting some of these rare components, I'm actually going to be mixing two things into one. I'm going to be doing my usual loot run, which is hitting black and blue, and then we are going to go up to dark, look for the rare components, and we are going to leave. We are not going to scour the entire lab. We are just going to do one single loot run that will give you a chance at finding the rare components, but will also guarantee that you make money and have the lowest amount of risk possible. What I would recommend to you is that you buy yourself a black card for labs, a blue card for labs, and bring 2 injector cases into your raids. That way, if you do die when trying to get the rare components, you will have the entire raid paid off. You can afford another card, you can afford another entire kit, and you can just continuously farm labs until this method eventually will get you some of those rare components. So when it comes to your labs cards, I will be purchasing them from Therapist for 166,005. But if you're wondering how much they are on the flea market, they're not too much more, like 250k, something around there, even lower, 200,000 rubles, so you can't beat that at all. Alright, so no matter where we spawn, we're going to be heading to quarantine. This is going to look very similar to my loot guide video that I have on labs, and this is honestly a perfect spawn. Now, through here is where we're going to be going for the rare components, but I'm going to loot first, so feel free to stick through this part or fast forward a little bit. If I remember, I'll put some timestamps down below. So what I'm going to do is run the whole way down the hall, and we are going to hit black first. And this is why we bring the double injector case. We can just put everything in our ass. The little ophthalmoscope, that's going to be, what, 150k? So we'll take that as well. Alright, so when it comes to stims, not too bad. So next we're going to come back down the hall. We're going to go into blue. Alright, not much in blue as per usual. So now we're going to loot the rest of the quarantine rooms on this floor and upstairs. Alright, so I got the inventory completely sorted. We have all the stims that we pulled out right here. Not a bad little haul. 17 stims. So when we go through these doors, we are going to be looting the rooms that are typically referred to as dark, which are right upstairs. We might have some PMCs on our right. But right to my right is going to be the first room, and then over here is the second room. Both of these rooms have a chance to spawn the rare components. However, when we look around this corner to the right, there's going to be some boxes which one of the rare components could spawn on. So if you could get it to spawn here, then you want to leave the raid immediately. And there's actually a graphics card there, which is very nice. I think we'll take that. All right, so That's best case scenario. Honestly, I'd rather have the GPU than one of the rare components, but obviously you guys are here for the rare components. Now, I forgot a knife, so I am going to have to shoot out the glass on both sides, and that may attract some unwanted attention, but it's something you just kind of have to do. We'll shoot out that one, shoot out this one, and we're going to wait and see if we get some footsteps. So don't hear any footsteps. Next thing we're going to do is throw a grenade for an audio cue. Now, when you are in dark, these PMCs can see you from pretty much anywhere. It's very annoying. They can shoot you through the glass. They have very great vision. Goes with the Raiders too, not just the PMCs. So throwing this grenade is going to at least give us an audio cue if there's anybody close enough to us that could push us. If you're going to get beamed across from the lab, so be it. There's not much you can do about it. And like I said, this is the point where you could be killed. And you kind of just have to rinse and repeat. We just got to calm there. So we didn't even have to throw a grenade. We have a guy close enough to us where he's going to be an issue. Alright, so we are not going to be able to loot dark in this raid. There's just too many PMCs and raiders. So what I would now do is just reset. Try and get a raid where the PMCs will not be an issue. You don't have to take unnecessary risk. And the beauty of it is, you already looted enough stuff to make it worth your time. And it's not going to be an issue for you to reset, because you don't have any super sweaty PvP tryhard PMCs in your raids. You can reset pretty comfortably, and labs cards are cheap enough where it is absolutely worth it to try this method to not only farm up some rubles, but to potentially get some other stuff that you need. In my case, a GPU will be pretty nice. Alright, so here we are back again. You can see I got some new loot on me. Got 18 stims that time. And we're going to do the exact same thing. And you just repeat this process until you get a better spawn for PMCs and raiders, really. Until you feel a little safer. If it's obvious, like it was in the last raid, that you're just not going to get in there without being shot at, then don't do it. Okay, so far so good. We either have one of them there, or that's like, what is that, like an iridium? Yeah, it's an iridium. Alright, so this is way better. No PMCs yelling. Haven't seen any raiders yet in the far cross. We're going to run straight in. We're going to run to the first safe, which is going to be along the back wall. So what we're going to do first. And check the top of it. Got some Lupo's beans. Make sure you're checking the safe, too. You can have blue folders in here. Alright, so we are going to kind of look all around in here. Check some of these shelves, like check in there. Check on this shelf. Check right there. Like I said, be as quick as possible. Look around, just do all this. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking for this parrot for a while. So I'm actually gonna leave the raid because of that, but we are gonna come back and we are gonna check the other side of dark. Alright, here we are again. This is raid number 3, I think. So we're gonna do our little peek, and I always peek right there. You can see them walking against the light. I did bring a melee this time. So we have some tea sitting here on the box. Alright, so there hasn't been any aggros, no comms. Peek it one more time. Looking good, and in we go. Right to the safe. We have coffee on top of the safe this time. Okay, I'm gonna check this shelf over here. Gunpowder, whole bunch of stuff, but not what we're looking for. Check this shelf. Teapot. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. Okay. So now, we're going to head down here. Look to our right, see if we see anything, see if we hear anything. Mantle here. That's not supposed to happen. There we go. Alright, so now we are on the exact other side. And we're just going to do the exact same thing that we did on that side. We're going to look to the right, see if we see any PMCs. Listen if we hear any comms here on this left side. Then we're going to knife out the window, run straight in, loot the safe, check the bookshelves, do all that. And that's what you do every single run, assuming it is safe for you to do so. Do that until you find the rare components. Alright. Looks okay on the first look. Glass is broken. Taking another look. I think we're okay. Flashlight on. In we go. Shelf check first. Nothing there. Hitting the safe. So you're checking in here. Alright, checking all these shelves now. Little GP, we take that. Sure, we're checking over here. Alright, and that's literally the guide to eventually getting your rare components. You're not going to get it on your first raid. You're not going to get it on your second raid, unless you're super lucky. But that is the guide to do it safely. There's plenty of other spawns in the lab for you to get the rare components, but this method is the safest method. And I know a ton of you guys have been having some trouble with the raiders, with the PMCs, and this is my guide to eventually getting them. It's not the fastest way, but it will be the easiest and safest way. So if you're wondering where we're going, if you just wanted to strictly farm these items, I would recommend no backpack, which is right here. But if you are bringing in a backpack and you are doing all the loot that I've been doing, all the looting, getting the stims and everything else, then I recommend just taking sewer. It is the safest option with no additional button presses or anything like that. There is one raider slash PMC spawn that I'm going to show you that could get you killed on the way out of the raid. But other than that, pretty much good to go from here. Alright, so the spawn is going to be in here at the end of the hall on the left on the other side. So not here, but on that side. And it doesn't hit too often. I'd say about 5%. So basically what I do is I run right here, take a look, nothing there, and we are good to go. We are not good to go. I checked it. I didn't see anything. But he must have popped out there at the last second. But you're good to go from here. Drain the water. And rinse and repeat. So just to be fully transparent, farming this method has gotten me 2 of the 3 rare components. I still do not have solar power, so I don't have, it looks like a tan brick. I don't have that one yet. I didn't need the micro control board. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I didn't need that one, and then obviously I got the GPS for Intel Center Level 3. I've gotten 2 of the 3 rare components in 20 raids of Farming Dark, like I just showed you, and no other spawns anywhere else on the map. So combine that with the loot run, and you're going to make not only millions of rubles, but you will eventually get those components for your hideout. If you're like in a super big rush to just get the components, like I said, just buy the labs cards and take no backpack, reset as quickly as possible. But when it comes to making a shit ton of money and getting the components, this is definitely the best guide and the safest guide for you. So do me a favor, leave that like, make sure you're subscribing to the channel, sponsored equipment description below. It's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm out.